Let the hype begin. Will Smith in The Matrix 5. The Hollywood legend himself is actually responsible for this headline. What's more, Marvel is now thinking about recasting Black Panther after all, and in the meantime, megacorporation Sony is continuing to pursue film adaptations of its biggest hits and has announced new exciting projects. Learn about this and much more now in the KinoCheck news. Will Smith is currently stirring up wild speculation in the movie world following an Instagram post. Entirely in the style of the Matrix films, the post addresses his own personal history with the movies. In the 90s, the actor was offered the role of Matrix protagonist Neo. However, Smith turned it down. Instead, he decided to take on the lead role in the steampunk western Wild Wild West. At the time, Smith thought that this movie suited him better. And the rest is history. Keanu Reeves was cast in the role of Neo and successfully established himself as an action hero in Hollywood. The Matrix was a huge success, leading to 3 sequels to date. But that's not the end of the story. The Martian screenwriter Drew Goddard is set to direct the upcoming Matrix 5. In his Instagram post, Will Smith poses the question of what The Matrix would have been like with him in the role of Neo. A connection between the Matrix 5 film announcement and Smith's cryptic post has not been officially confirmed yet. The industry portal Variety has learned that the actor is not involved in The Matrix 5, at least for the time being. The portal Deadline suspects that Smith's Instagram post is more likely to be about a music project. However, if the star were to join the movie series after all these years, it would be a true sensation. Such a move would also be desperately needed after all. The Matrix 4 was a disappointment for many. A fresh start with Will Smith in The Matrix 5 would probably attract a lot of interest. With 12 million copies sold in just 12 weeks, the third-person shooter Helldivers 2 became one of the most successful PlayStation games of last year. So it's not surprising that Sony has now announced a live-action film adaptation at a press conference. The story of Helldivers 2 is set in a dystopian future in which humanity is united under a totalitarian government called Super Earth. Players take on the role of elite soldiers, the Helldivers, who must defend the Super Earth and expand their influence across the galaxy. They secure resources, conquer planets, and fight in massive battles against hostile aliens. The setting and the black humor in particular were met with great enthusiasm. No wonder, as the makers of Helldivers 2 were clearly inspired by Paul Verhoeven's film adaptation of Starship Troopers. Details on the director or the release date are not yet known. Sony also has some other game adaptations in development. For example, their mega hit Horizon Zero Dawn. Originally, the game was to be adapted as a series, but is now to be turned into a film. A Ghost of Tsushima anime series is likewise in development, under the title Ghost of Tsushima Legends. The series is being created in collaboration with Crunchyroll. So far though, there's little information about the story, but the title suggests that the anime will not be based on the story of the main game and its protagonist Jin Sakai. Rather, like the multiplayer mode of the same name, it could focus on mystical legends and the tales of heroic stories. The series will be directed by Takanobu Mizuno, who's already known for his work on Star Wars Vision's The Duel. The series is scheduled for release in 2027, and of course, the live-action adaptation of Ghost of Tsushima is also still in the pipeline under the direction of Chad Stahelski. A controversial rumor is currently provoking discussion among superhero fans. Hollywood insider Jeff Sneider reports that Marvel is planning to recast Chadwick Bosemans Black Panther for future MCU movies. This could already be the case in Avengers 5 Doomsday. Boseman played T'Challa in several Marvel movies, most famously in 2018's Black Panther. In 2020, however, the actor tragically passed away after suffering from cancer. Marvel originally decided against recasting him and instead focused on T'Challa's death in Black Panther 2 Wakanda Forever. Now though, the time may have come to recast the role. According to Sneider, the possibilities of the multiverse could see T'Challa return. The role is even said to have been offered to an actor in 2024, who then turned it down. The insider further reports that Black Panther director Ryan Coogler is involved in the casting process and that Boseman's family is also to be respected. Whether the new actor will make his first appearance in the 5th or 6th installment of the Avengers series, or even in the planned Black Panther 3, is still unclear at this moment. However, there are also opposing reports to Schneider's claim. Another Marvel insider talks about a planned casting of an older version of T'Challa's son of the same name. He first appeared at the end of Black Panther 2. It remains a mystery as to who we should believe. But time will tell. Avengers 5 Doomsday awaits us in movie theaters starting May 1st, 2026. The film adaptation of the popular horror game Until Dawn is sure to be eagerly anticipated by fans. Sony has now announced that we can look forward to a completely new storyline, but it'll be set in the same universe as the game. David F. Sandberg, who has already worked on a number of horror movies such as Lights Out and Annabelle 2, is taking over as director. Sandberg is an avowed fan of the game, which was released for the PlayStation 4 in 2015 and is now available as a remake for both the PS5 and PC. The screenplay is by Gary Dauberman, who is also responsible for the scripts of It and The Nun. The game tells the story of 8 friends in a remote mountain cabin who experience a night of horror, including a mysterious killer, dangerous monsters, and an eerie mine. And now the question is, which elements of this will also be included in the film's own story? With the exception of Peter Stormare, the cast mainly consists of new faces, including Ella Rubin, Michael Cimino, and Maya Mitchell. The 2015 game originally featured more famous names such as Hayden Panettiere and Rami Malek. At CES 2025, the audience was also shown initial teaser images that hint at the dark atmosphere of the movie. A first trailer should therefore not be too long in coming. The Until Dawn film will be released in cinemas on April 25th. With Dawn of the Jedi, a new Star Wars movie is in the pipeline, directed by Logan director James Mangold. It's set well before the original trilogy about Luke Skywalker and Han Solo, 25,000 years to be exact. In an interview with MovieWeb, the director revealed that he wanted to tell a brand new story that deliberately does not have to adhere to any established backstories. Mangold is looking forward to the opportunity to explore a playground that inspired him as a teenager. The distant past makes it possible to explore the origins of the Jedi in a way that has never been possible before. The screenplay is by Beau Willimon, who has already made a name for himself with Mary, Queen of Scots, and The Ides of March with Ryan Gosling. He's supported by director Mangold himself. Speaking of Star Wars projects set far in the past, according to the Hollywood insider Daniel Rickman, Disney is also working on a series adaptation of Knights of the Old Republic. This is believed to be an original interpretation with new content as well. Among others, Keanu Reeves is being considered for a role, possibly that of the legendary Revan. It remains to be seen, however, whether the project will actually be realized. So far, there's been no official statement from Disney. And meanwhile, there's some bad news regarding the planned Star Wars film by Taika Waititi. This has now been shelved for an unspecified period of time. With Thanos, Josh Brolin embodied one of the most iconic villains of recent years. Now the next big villain role for the celebrated actor is probably in the offing. This time, however, the current rumors are not about a Marvel character, but about the DC villain Darkseid. In the comics, he's considered one of the most powerful villains in the DC universe. The Tyrant, with godlike superpowers, is a major opponent of Superman and plays a central role in the battle between good and evil in the comics. The character was created in the 70s by comic artist Jack Kirby. The rumors originated with insider Daniel Rickman. He reported that DC was considering signing Josh Brolin. However, the rumor only really started to spread when the actor himself got involved. In his Instagram story, Brolin shared an artwork by artist Boss Logic that depicted him as Darkseid. While the story is no longer available, Josh Brolin is certainly making comic fans talk about it. Whether the Hollywood star was expressing his interest in the role or hinting at his casting remains to be seen. Would you like to see Josh Brolin as Darkseid? Let us know in the comments. The 82nd Golden Globes took place in Beverly Hills on Sunday night, January 5th. These are regarded as an important indicator for the Oscars and are the second most important award in the world of film and television. The Netflix production Amelia Perez was the big winner of the evening and received a total of 4 awards. These included the awards for Best Comedy, Best Supporting Actress, and Best Foreign Language Film. In the drama category, The Brutalist dominated with 3 statues. Demi Moore was honored in the Best Actress Musical or Comedy category for her performance in The Substance. The Golden Globe for Best Animated Film went to Flow. The critically acclaimed Anora, however, came away empty-handed, while fan favorite Wicked had to be content with the award for the most successful film at the box office. Among the series, Shogun proved to be the biggest winner with 4 awards. Colin Farrell won a Golden Globe for his portrayal as Oswald Cobb in The Penguin. And of course, The Bear was also honored once again. This time the trophy went to Jeremy Allen White for Best Series Actor in a Musical or Comedy. a category that many critics have long considered inappropriate for the bear. What do you think? Could the Matrix series with Will Smith experience another heyday? Or are you not convinced after Part 4 that those responsible will turn things around? If you want to check out more content on our channel, make sure to watch our concise movie preview of Berserker, the adaptation of the comic book series created by Keanu Reeves. And in case you missed it, here are some more recent news that will pique your interest. The time has finally come. Christopher Nolan's new project has been unveiled. The master director is devoting himself to an epic film adaptation of Homer's The Odyssey. According to Universal Pictures, it's a mythic action epic that will be shot using brand new IMAX film technology. Homer's The Odyssey is one of the oldest literary works in the world and tells of the adventures of the Greek hero Odysseus on his dangerous journey home after the Trojan War. The story has already found its way into movies several times. In 1911, the epic was first adapted as a silent film, while in 1954, Kirk Douglas shone in the leading role in Ulysses. A modern interpretation of the material was also provided by the satirical comedy Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?, made in 2000. As usual, Nolan has put together an impressive cast in order to do justice to the original. The leading roles are played by some of Hollywood's biggest stars, including Matt Damon, Tom Holland, Anne Hathaway, Zendaya, Lupita Nyong'o, Robert Pattinson, and Charlize Theron. Tom Holland recently revealed in a podcast that so far he knows very little about the project. Quote, "I'm super excited, but it's been pretty quiet about the project. I met with Nolan and it was awesome. He kind of loosely pitched what it is, and I'm sure when he's ready he'll announce what it's about." The new blockbuster will be released in cinemas on July 17th, 2026, with filming set to begin in spring 2025 according to initial reports. The Mummy is back. After the 2017 reboot of The Mummy didn't go down particularly well with fans and critics, it looks as though they're planning to give it another shot. Another reboot is currently in development, and according to Variety, Lee Cronin, who already attracted attention with his bloody horror reboot Evil Dead Rise in 2023, will be in charge of this project. In contrast to the iconic trilogy with Brendan Fraser and the unsuccessful 2017 attempt with Tom Cruise, the new movie will again focus more on the horror genre. Quote from the director, "This will be unlike any mummy movie you have ever laid eyeballs on before. I'm digging deep into the earth to raise something very ancient and very frightening." Behind the scenes is horror studio Blumhouse, known for hits such as The Invisible Man and the upcoming Wolfman adaptation. The Mummy is scheduled for release on April 17th, 2026. Released in 2024, Kung Fu Panda 4 once again turned out to be a huge success. With a budget of $85 million, it was able to gross over $500 million worldwide. Plenty of reason for a Kung Fu Panda 5, which is currently in development according to Hollywood insider Daniel Rickman. DreamWorks Animation has not yet made an official statement, but of course there is ample room for speculation and creative approaches as to what the new story could entail. After all, following the end of Part 4, the next great dragon warrior has to be given training, for example. We can therefore strongly assume that Jack Black and Awkwafina will return in their dubbing roles. Not all news fits into one video. That's why there's even more information and exciting extras in the KinoCheck app. This way, you'll always have the exciting videos and articles available and know everything about each theatrical and streaming release. So stay up to date with the KinoCheck app.